Oh, look at that. I'm standing up. That's how you know this is serious. Okay, so for those unaware, David Benz, a big-time JRPG YouTuber who's been on YouTube for over 10 plus years now, has made a video last week calling out this very successful new JRPG YouTube channel that seems to have popped up recently, that's doing big numbers and seems to be relying on the use of AI to generate their content. What a time to be alive, am I right? Sage Games and RPGs, what have you done to bring upon this very, very kind man's wrath? I really just wanted to bring more attention to this matter in case anybody hasn't seen David's video and give you the perspective of a smaller JRPG YouTube channel that's really just struggling daily to make this YouTube thing work out. Now, JRPG YouTubers like David, like Super Derek, The Gaming Shelf, Shadow Elite, Pelvic Gaming, Eric Landon, all these guys you see on screen. Watching these guys is what led me to making this channel in the first place. So seeing them get shafted for AI-generated content instead, that's concerning, to say the least. I mean, just look at this guy. If you're passionate about video games, you've come to the right place. Oh, you'll find no passion here, I assure you. I do want to make it clear that I'm not against AI-generated content in and of itself. I am in some areas that I won't talk about. But if it's just for entertainment, I don't see an issue with just playing around with it and seeing what comes out, right? But I do think they should have their own platform. Let's not pretend to be clueless, right? People enjoy AI-generated content. Have you seen those weird-ass cat videos? What am I talking about? Of course you have. They're freaking everywhere. So if you enjoy AI-generated content, all the power to you. Keep consuming that slop. Just do it somewhere else. Because I guarantee you, a good number of people watching channels like Sage Games and RPGs don't even realize what it is they're watching. Hell, when I first saw their stuff pop up on my feed, all I thought was, oh cool, another successful JRPG content creator. Good for them. I wish them all the best. Meanwhile, they had just finished telling ChatGPT to generate their 40th script that week, probably. So to anybody watching this content, assuming it's a work of passion, this is a wake-up call. Go watch these other guys instead. You want a retro JRPG fan's takes, as well as feel like a piece of shit for not hitting the gym for— oh fuck. As well as feel like a piece of shit for not hitting the gym as often as you should, go watch David's stuff. You want to get the warmest feeling in your chest? Go watch Food for Dogs. This sweet old woman documenting her discovery of the JRPG genre. And there's also this reverse JRPGs guy. This guy makes dog-ass videos, don't watch them. But no, seriously, I'm currently doing a Let's Play / highlights of Digimon Story Time Stranger. So please show those videos some love if you get the chance. Please, I'm starving. I haven't eaten since last week. Okay, that should work. Anyway, let me quickly go over some of the points that David made in his video. First off, he pointed out that the channel was straight up just taking footage from other channels like Super Derek, giving no credit to where these clips were taken, either reading over them with an AI-generated script or having an AI read them instead. I'm not 100% accusing them of that, but I mean, maybe they just have a very robotic way of reading and writing. Now, as for the not giving credit thing, I won't lie. I've been guilty of doing that in the past too. I have no way of capturing gameplay on older consoles, so I often resort to taking clips from other channels. Sometimes I credit, sometimes I don't. An example being that one time I talked about my experience with Valkyria Revolution and wanted to showcase this one very specific mechanic of the game, so I went looking for hours and hours. And Tark's Gauntlet was literally the only channel on YouTube to ever feature the clip I wanted. I looked far and wide for that clip, and this man saved me. So I thought, you know what? Hell yeah, I'm gonna give him credit for that. But other times I end up taking clips from multiple different channels that I end up forgetting which clips I got from where, and thus end up not crediting them as I should. I'll make sure to avoid doing this from now on, just in case. In fact, I'll start right now. There. And since we're already talking about this, I just want to go ahead and say that if any of you watching want to sample one of my own clips for your own videos, go ahead and do that. I don't mind. You don't have to credit either. Editing's a hassle enough as it is, right? Still though, Derek, David, and all the others have a right to not want others sampling their content without due credit. Now, another thing are these AI-generated thumbnails, which are a personal offense to me because, man, I love making thumbnails. They take a while, they're not always that great, but I enjoy the process. So seeing AI thumbnails that took zero effort to make, getting all the attention, I'm not gonna lie, that shit hurts. I'm not sure enough people know about this, but YouTube is actually encouraging the use of AI thumbnails. Let me show you what I mean. If I were to go to the inspiration tab on my channel, YouTube just generates a bunch of video ideas along with thumbnails for us. They look appealing at first glance, sure, but take another look and see how soulless these are. 3 ranking Digimon based on their villains. That title doesn't even make sense. And who the hell is this? Why does Guilmon have boobs? YouTube. Ranking all 100-line missing characters. What missing characters? Again, makes no sense, but more importantly, oh look, they give this one guy Nagito hair and called it a day. Oh, okay, that one looks pretty good, I won't lie. But okay, see, now this feature could be useful if it sticks true to the name and we only use it for inspiration. Ironically, this tab is where inspiration goes to die. Channels like this one are just taking the images as they are, adding some text, and calling it a day. I don't blame them too much, after all, it is working. Look at this thumbnail that features what looks like a Legend of Dragoon remake. If I didn't know any better, I would click the shit out of that. I'm not surprised it's got 100k views. It's nice to see that after David's video on the matter, some amount of people have started calling Sage Games out on their own channel. There was one guy telling me that we, the people worried about this, are just envious of Sage Games' success, which I imagine a good number of people think this way. I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt and say that people like this guy don't fully understand what's at stake and that they probably have never cared about any work that they do. Okay, that was a bit mean. I'll take that back. I don't know these people. Now, why should you care about this? Why do I care about this? Not to sound sappy, but I genuinely do love the JRPG community. I don't want it to die. Sure, I'm not a big part of it, not yet at least, but that's what's gonna happen if we keep letting channels like this take over. It's going to burn down and die. And I'm pretty sure most people don't want that. Even the people watching this stuff. Even though David Vince himself, I disagree a lot with when it comes to the hobby itself, but I mean, of course we do. He's like twice my age. It's natural. Some of my favorite games of all time, he thinks are complete trash and vice versa. But even then, I would rather watch David call Time Stranger mid 100 times over than watch a video from a bucket of bolts with no actual opinions to call their own. Eric Landon is another JRPG YouTuber that especially inspired me to just go ahead and make that first video. How? One thing that really held me back from making this channel earlier than I did was the fear that people won't take me seriously for not speaking in that perfect American or British accent. But look at Eric. He's got a thick accent to him, doesn't he? Yet he's still doing great out there. I myself, I'm not getting rid of this thick Palestinian accent anytime soon. I love this section of the gaming community, particularly because it's a particularly wholesome section, isn't it? Rarely any drama goes on here. Maybe that's because it's so small, I don't know. Meanwhile, you got Asmongold over there calling my entire culture and lineage inferior. No thank you, don't want to be a part of that. So long story short, this video is less a video on just this one AI content creator and more just me genuinely asking you, dear viewers, to continue supporting creators like us, big or small. Sure, we're not exactly crafting masterpieces from scratch over here. We're essentially building content off of other people's work, right? But still, a lot of hard work goes into making these videos, so please, let's not take that for granted. And just in case, let me just say that Sage Games and RPGs is probably not doing this with malicious intent. At least I hope so. But still, they need to address this because YouTube sure as shit is not doing anything about this. Anyway, thank you for watching. This is Rebirth JRPGs signing out.